Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for watching today. If this is your first time here, please do not forget, we do it here as a tradition. Please, there is a subscribe button below here. It is written in red. Subscribe and make sure you turn on the bell, alright? So that when I post a new video, you will get that sound. Bling! You understand? Yeah, that's how we do it here. We are doing it like this because before New Year, we want to be 25,000 on this YouTube channel. Yes, that is our target. So thank you so much. Now, today's video, I'm going to be talking about Czech Republic. And there is something which I noticed, which is an update. If you check my channel, you will see that I have a lot of videos about Czech Republic. Alright, my channel is basically about migration. Alright, cheap tuition fees, affordable schools, free opportunities and stuff. So I would be talking about Czech Republic, how you can study in Czech Republic precisely, or focusing on the proof of funds. The proof of funds is something I realize that a lot of students get rejected at the embassy because they don't pay attention to the proof of funds. Proof of funds is the document you have to show to the embassy that you have money, you have a lot of money, not just money, a lot of money, that you are going to be taking care of yourself. Now, without wasting more time, let's move in. Before you even go to the embassy to apply, you need to locate a university in the Czech Republic. You check a program, you check the deadline, you check the requirements, and you apply for the program, all right? Is that not good? Then after that, you get the admissions letter. Of course, the letter is going to be shipped to you via DHL. You are going to watch the series of videos. I want to bring them in series so that you understand what you are doing, because I know a lot of you are looking for opportunities to migrate now, so you should get ready. Please pay attention to the proof of funds I'm going to be talking about. Now, the documents you need before you go to the embassy is the proof of funds. You need document for accommodation. You need document which is the admissions letter, or the document to prove that you have a reason of going to the Czech Republic, and it is your admissions letter, which would be sent through DHL. They don't give it to you. When you pay the tuition fee after admissions, they will send the document through DHL to you. After you have sent your documents to Czech Republic for verification, then they will send it back to you alongside your documents. I hope you understand. That is it. And a passport. Someone told me today that he doesn't have a passport. When I told, in fact, he was trying to apply, it's a she was trying to apply to a university, and I realized that she didn't have a passport, and I was shocked. Please, before you start anything study abroad, have your international passport in your palms. Where is my own? Let me see. Have your passport. It's not here. I can't find it, but you know what a passport is. Have a passport first before you start anything. Don't do. Now, let's go to the proof of funds, all right? Remember, accommodation equally is going to come through DHL, all right? I will explain more in more videos. Please make sure you watch the videos in series about Czech Republic so you know. If you didn't know, Czech has a lot of cheaper schools. I will be fishing them out and bringing them to you so that you equally use them well, all right? When you have a video here, when you watch the video to the end, go to the description box. You will find links there. Click the links and follow what I say and apply. Alright, because if you watch halfway, you may not understand something I said at the end or the middle. I hope you understand. Now, let's go. Proof of funds for Czech Republic is in two ways. It's either you prove that you can sponsor yourself, you have your own money, or you prove that you have a sponsor. Now, let's take option one, your own money in your own account. If you have your own money in your own account, how much is it that you need to show the embassy, the Czech embassy, to get your study visa or the Schengen visa? Now, if you have an account, make sure that the account should have at least 4 million in that account, or in the account, it should be at least 4 million naira. I'm using naira because I have a lot of Nigerians watching this content, all right? Not just this content, but other content. So I want to use the currency of the majority, or let me say the currency of the majority of viewers, all right, watching. Well, English is really a problem. Just understand, make sure you have at least 4 million naira in your bank account. You can convert on Google. It's making a lot of sense. Just convert, all right? If you don't understand, 4 million naira should be equivalent to like 9,000 euros. Make sure it should be in your own bank account, all right? That is if you have the money in your own account and you are self-sponsoring. That is it. Now, remember, another possibility is that you need to print the bank statement that you have. And when you are printing the bank statement, make sure you go with your Visa card or MasterCard, because sometimes the embassy usually check this stuff, all right? They may check and they may not check, but take your card, because if you have the money, how are you going to be withdrawing the money when you arrive Czech Republic? You need something that you can remove from an account, and that thing is a Visa or a MasterCard, not any type of card. Don't carry a card from a credit union, because I have some of my followers who usually ask me, Milton, can I use an account from a credit union? No, a credit union is not a bank, all right? So don't make that error. Now, if you are not self-sponsoring, if you are using a sponsor, the sponsor needs to give you a sponsorship letter, and it should be notarized. The sponsorship letter should be legalized, or is it notarized? In fact, take it to the court and tell them you want to notarize this document. That is where it will be. I will explain more about it. That is not all about the process, but I will do it in another video. I don't want to mix this together, all right? I don't want to mix all of these things here. Now, I'm checking my Jota here. Even if you are using a sponsor, this is for the second case, not money in your own account now. If you are using a sponsor, make sure that the sponsor have at least money for one semester. Money for one semester is usually around 74,500 krona. That's Czech krona. Remember, this is Czech Republic, which is equivalent to like 3,000 euros. It should be in your own account. All right, it should be in your own account, because if you have a sponsor and you don't submit details of your own account, they will not give you. They will not give you. That is a fact. All right. So make sure, even if you are using a sponsor, have some money of your own in your own account. All right. Either you have half, you have 1/4. It doesn't matter. All right. But make sure that this money, the total amount is 4 million, which is 9,000 euros or dollars. Sorry, but make sure you have some money, part in your own account. All right, then part should be in your own sponsor's account. I hope you understand. Now, the amount that should be in your own, or the part that should be in your own account, should be money for one semester, which is equivalent to 74,500 Czech krona, which is, if you want to calculate that to euros, is around 3,000 euros. Approximately, it depends on how the currency is, okay? Then I think that money to naira is around 2 million naira. Have it in your own account if you are using a sponsor. Attach your own account and attach that of the sponsor, and let the sponsor give you a sponsorship letter. Don't forget, notarize it, and it should be authenticated. Is it authenticated? I will bring the right thing, all right, because I don't want to mix these things. Just know that you have to notarize it. Take it to the court. They will do it there. The lawyers know how they are going to go about that, all right? That's something you should know. Then the remaining part, if you are using a sponsor, should be 4,500 euros. That is money for 1 year. That is around 110,500 Czech krona. If you calculate it, it's around maybe 4,500 or 4,000 euros. All right, that should be in your own sponsor's account. I hope you understand. And of course, add the debit card or a Visa card or a MasterCard. That is the reason why you are showing your own money, that you have your own money. Therefore, you have to show that you have a card, that you can withdraw that money when you arrive there at first, all right? Then your sponsor can now be transferring the rest into your account. Then you will be withdrawing with your card. That is the reason, okay? Now, let me say this again. Before you even have this total figure, make sure the amount is 9,000 euros to be on the safe side. This is something a lot of people neglect, and they reject them the visas. All right, if you neglect proof of funds, you will not get the visa. That was why I was telling somebody that if you want to show 5,000 euros in your bank account to migrate to Austria, you will not get the visa. All right, you will not, because if you are looking at it, how much are you going to spend per month? How much are you going to spend per month for feeding, accommodation, transport? Before, multiply that by 1 year, because you need proof of funds for 1 year, at least 1 year. That is how it works in Europe. So don't always show small amounts of money, please. It is not good, all right? Show this amount and you will be good to go. A lot of people, they get rejected because of all these issues of proof of funds. That is why you will see a lot of people get knocked out by the American and Canadian embassies because of proof of funds. Yes, some people don't pay attention to proof of funds. Please pay attention to it. Now, this money I'm talking about, these total amounts of proof of funds, before you have them in your bank account, you should have paid your tuition fee for 1 year. You should have paid your tuition fee for 1 year before this balance is in your accounts or your account or the account of your sponsor. Okay, don't have it before. But by the way, before you even get the admissions letter, you have to pay the tuition fee. First, when you get admissions, all right, they will tell you via email and send you details. You pay your tuition fee before they will send your admissions letter, the original copy, because all these documents I mentioned, the passport, admissions letter, accommodation contract, all of them must be originals. So before they send the original to you, you must pay your admissions fee, especially your admissions letter. You must have paid your tuition fee. Sorry, not admissions fee. But of course, the reason you are paying an admissions fee or maybe application fee of 150 euros is because all this shipping, these DHL transactions have to be included. I hope you get it. All right. So when you are talking to an admissions officer in the Czech Republic, please make sure you pay attention to all of this. All right. Proof of funds varies by country by country. Czech is 9,000 euros, which is like 4 million. If you want Finland, Finland is like 6,500 euros or 6,720 euros for Finland for one person, but you have to double it. Remember, if you want to migrate with somebody, you have to double all this money. All right. But remember, for Czech Republic, I'm not sure they will allow you go with a spouse or with a spouse, except you are a PhD student. Okay, so you have to know all of these things. Remember, visa documents are very important. Proof of funds, medicals, legalization. In fact, I will talk about all these things in another video where it will be basically about study in the Czech Republic. But for now, this is for proof of funds. All right, so please stay tuned until we meet again in another one. Before I go, please, those of you applying to schools in the United States, know that personal statement is different from a statement of purpose. Personal statement is different from a statement of purpose. A personal statement is more of your life story, personal. But a statement of purpose encompasses your life story and, of course, your research and what you are going to gain from the program. Please do not forget all these things. They mean a lot when you are doing study abroad stuff, all right? So make sure you put this into practice. And, of course, when you are applying for a visa, be patient. I notice a lot of people are not patient. People will send me emails and they will be forcing me to respond or insisting. Please, you have to understand that people are human, all right? We are human. I'm not a robot. I usually get tired too. So please, when you do things like that, it doesn't make sense. Be patient. Study abroad is patient. If you are not patient, you will not travel abroad. Be patient, all right? I hope this helps you. Till we meet.